Hi, Doug from Douglas Tackle World here on the Gold Coast to talk to you about this week's fishing report for the 22nd and 23rd of May. My daughter's birthday yesterday, so I remember those dates. Okay, I'm going to talk about offshore. Well, not going to be much happening offshore this weekend. We've got 20 to 25 knot southerlies. Swell's not too bad at the moment, but doesn't mean it's not going to pick up. It may. But it's one of those weekends where you sort of get ready for next week. So, if you got a big boat, you want to go maybe have a troll for some mackerel in close, maybe get a late season one just cruising around, or wahoo, bash your way out to maybe 50 metres or 25 to 50 metres, just work your way on 12 fathom, 18 fathom and 24 fathom reefs at to maybe the local fad off surface there in 50 metres, and just troll high speed skirts, preferably with the wind, not against it. Or hard bodies. Bit rough to troll down rigged baits at the moment. You can go one way, they won't work the other way against it. So yeah, that's about all you can really do. Currumbin, if you can get out through the Currumbin bar, it's a bit ugly at the moment. You may get some fish on palmy there. It's a little bit out of the wind, probably only blowing maybe 15 to 18 knots there when it's blowing 25 off Southport. But it's going to be blowing 20 to 25 knots this weekend. So I'm going to tell you about next week, what to do. So next week, there is a bit of a window at this moment, but that means nothing because it changes all the time. But there's a bit of a window for Wednesday, Thursday, where the wind drops down to around sort of 8 to 10 knots. If that high pressure system still stays around us, that's really good because at the moment it's around about 1,025 or somewhere around there, which means the fish will be on the chew. As far as I know, the current's not running too bad. The full moon's coming up, but the tide's not too bad. So I would be going out to 24 fathom reefs and obviously trying for cobia. I see the guys on TrueBlue charters yesterday got some really good cobia just out the front here, around that sort of 10 to 20 kilo size. They've got a few of them actually, so they're fishing live baits, I guess. But definitely worth a go in close. If you want to go a bit further, 36 fathoms, there are a few snappers starting to get around. They're not really big, but they're not too bad, maybe around that 60 to 80 centimetre size. And the current's not too bad, plenty of trade due out there. A few pearlies on the back side of 36 fathom reef, which means the eastern side of it, where it drops down. And I would be definitely maybe looking at going into sort of that 85 to 100 metre line, northeast of Seaway preferably. I would definitely be jigging for kingies or live baiting for kingfish and amberjack. This is the amberjack time, we get a lot of amberjack. They're big at the moment, up to 30 kilos plus, and the kingies are after around that sort of 10, 15 kilo size. Definitely worth a go for them. There's a few snapper out there as well. Go onto the outside edge of the 50 fathom reef and you will catch a few good pearl perch at the moment, in anywhere from 90 to about 130 metres, 140 metres deep. If you want a jig, I'd be using the longer type jigs on the kingies and the amberjack, and that's in that sort of 2 to 300 gram size. And if you're fishing sort of P3, like a lighter version, I'd be going around that sort of 150 to 200 gram size. For the pearl perch, definitely we talked about these fellows last week, the octo jigs. They are really good at the moment. Also the pirate type jigs, which is done by many different companies. They're like looks like a lead sinker, but it's actually like a brass or lead weight with chrome plating and bevels so that it darts around all over the place, and it has a set of assist hooks that are attached to a skirt attached to the lure, which fling around freely off the lure. So it sort of gets the fish excited, and you can work them. You can work them slow at the bottom area for the pearl perch and bar cod and stuff like that. And once you get it up to sort of 1/3 the way off the bottom, I'd rip into it pretty fast for maybe another 10 or 20 metres for kingies and amberjack. Don't forget, all those guys are feeding out on the pearl perch in the same area, folks. Okay, so that type of thing there. On the 24 fathom reef, the snapper are just starting, like I said earlier. So if you want to jig there as well, jigging's popular, so everyone's getting into it. Slow pitch jigging, which is like longer rods, softer rods, light line like PE2 or PE3, good quality lines, still around 40 or 50 pounds. So it can still handle a good sized fish, but it's very thin, and it's very good fishing and using small overheads or threadline reels around that 4,000 to 6,000 size. And we're using like jigs like this type of thing here, like the kawaii jig, which is a Japanese jig, really, really good, slow pitch style. And the Shimano Taco, that type one there, they're really, really good as well. And there's a whole array of this type of lures that we stock, and they're really, really good. Just really slow action. You can lift it all the way up and just let it fall back down again, or you can just do a sort of half turn and edge its way up towards you, working right from the bottom. And great fun. It's the gentleman's jigging. It's not quite hard. It's just very slow with a lot of bumps in amongst it. So yeah, definitely look at that. The blue marlin, for those of you who maybe want to go for a troll next week, they've been a little bit quiet. Well, not quiet. You're still getting like 1 to 3 or 4 bites a day, which is better than normal. But when we had that crazy bite about a week or so ago, they were getting up to 10 or 15 bites a day and fish up to 300 kilos. They're still there, but they're not as feeding as erratic as they were there a couple of weeks ago. You have to admit though, the last 10 days we've had fairly low pressure around, so around 1,010. They don't like that, no fish likes that. So definitely it's up now, so they may be back on the bite again. You don't know until you go. You just got to go out there. So when the weather is good and you get the chance, zoom out to about 300 metres plus and throw your skirts out and start trolling around and hang on. Some big boys amongst them, big girls, whichever. And plenty of bottom fish around, just the bar cod and the all that sort of fish are happening really good at the moment. There's not much current, so that's really good as well. Okay, so good luck out there this weekend out in the deep water, and you're welcome to stock up on jigs. We've got always good discounts on them, and thank you, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, Dagobert from Dagobert Tackle.